Good morning, class. I hope you are all fine. I welcome you all to week 2, Wednesday on the 5th October 2020. Our strand for today, diversity of matter, substrand materials. At our last meeting, we discussed about the similarities between plant with taproot and plant with fibrous root, and then some differences between these two root systems. I hope you remember and you equally did the assignment and forwarded it to me. Those who are not doing the assignment, I am taking records of them. So you will miss a lot. So kindly do it and forward it to me. Thank you. Under materials today, we're going to look at the general properties of metals. General properties of metals. So before we go on, what are metals? Have you seen a metal before? How does it look like? All right, so jump in and let's have some fun. Let's take note of some keywords: materials, metals, nonmetals, conductors, insulators, bad conductors, malleable, ductile, and luster. All the objects we see around us are made from different materials. As you sit now, if you look around you, you will see a lot of objects, and these objects are made from different materials. You can see a rubber bucket, you can see a table, you can see chair, you can see your metal gate. All the things surrounding you, all the objects surrounding you come from some materials. And some examples of materials are wood, metal, leather, plastic, glass, and cotton. Can you mention some objects that are made from these materials? So different kinds of materials are used to make certain objects because of their properties. For example, plastics. Plastics are used for making bottles, bowls, and plates. If you go to your kitchen now, you will find some plastic bowls, plastic plates, and plastic bottles. Why do we use plastics for making these materials? Why do we use plastics for making these objects? Well, this is because plastics are easy to melt and can be molded into different shapes. It means all the materials have some significant properties. They have properties that enables them to be used for a particular object. The mobile phone that you are holding right now, or the laptop you are using, we use some materials in molding them. That makes it solid, that makes it strong. So all these materials have properties. So let's continue and then we will look at metals today. Okay, so let us try and mention some objects that are made from metals. Try and remember some few objects that are made from metals. You have 1 minute to do that. So do you know why metals are used for making those items? Metals are used to make objects such as cars, cooking utensils, roofing sheets, iron nails, pins and connecting wires, jewelries, Jewelry such as ring, bracelets, necklace, farm tools, roofing sheets, etc. and etc. I hope you were able to mention some of these items that are made from metals. Metals are used to make varieties of things that can be found around us. If you look around where you are sitting now, you will see things that are made from metals. Can you look around and mention just one thing that is made from metal around you? Good. Why are metals used for making these items or these things? Metals have about 5 properties that makes them function in a way that non-metals couldn't. So let's go ahead and look at these 5 properties that makes metals to be metals. So my question, what are metals? So we say metals are materials that are solid, they are strong, and they have a shiny surface when new. Some common examples of metals are gold, silver, aluminium, lead, copper, zinc, and iron. Please take notice of the metals again. We have gold, silver, aluminium, lead, copper, zinc, and iron. Whilst preparing this lesson, a learner asked me, said, "Bright, why is diamond not a metal?" I want you to prepare some answer for that learner. Why are diamonds not metals? Why? Be pondering over it. Some examples of objects that are made from metals. So we have cooking saucepans, metal nails, roofing sheets, farm tools. Farm tools such as watering can, cutlass, rake, and pickers. And we have jewelry such as rings, necklaces, earrings, and bracelets. Look at the pictures on your screen. So you can see cutlery set, which is made from metals. You have a beautiful ring there, which is made from a metal. You also have a beautiful wristwatch, also made from metals. And then there's a smaller picture. You can see key, you can see tin, you can see screwdriver, pan, medal. So all these items are made from metals. So let's look at some properties of metals. 1. Metals are generally very strong and hard. They cannot be broken easily into smaller pieces. Only few metals are soft, which we'll be looking at very soon. 2. Metals have shiny surfaces when new. Such surfaces reflect light. The glint of light on a metal is called luster. So you can see the image on your screen. You see how glistening the image is. This is a metal, and its brightness, the way it's bright, is known as luster. The third point is metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Aluminium, copper, and steel are metals that are good conductors of heat. These materials are used in making objects such as saucepans to cook because they easily conduct heat. Copper and aluminium are also used to make electric wires because they are good conductors of electricity. Now, when you look at aluminium, copper and steel, mostly when you go to our kitchen, you will find aluminium and sometimes steel saucepans which we use to boil water, we use to prepare our palm nut soup and groundnut soup and other kinds of soups. Why? Because fire can go through them. That is, they are good conductors of heat. They absorb a lot of heat, which makes them good conductors of heat. And then copper and aluminium. These two metals are used in making electric wires in our houses. Why? Because they are good conductors of electricity. Electricity can flow through them. This is to note that it is not all metals that electricity can pass through them, or not all metals are good conductors of electricity. Please take notice of that. Point 4, metals are malleable. When we say malleable, what is the meaning? This means that metals can be beaten or hammered into various shapes and into thin shapes without breaking. So look at the blacksmith in your picture. So you realize that the blacksmith is heating a particular metal to make it to become a thin sheet. So this property of metal is known as malleability. Malleability is a physical property of metals that defines their ability to be hammered, pressed, or rolled into thin sheets without breaking. Let's look at some examples of metals that are malleable. 1. Gold, silver, aluminium, iron, and copper. Point 5. Metals are ductile. So ductility is another property of metals. When we say ductility, what does it mean? Ductility is a measure of a metal's ability to withstand tensile stress. What is tensile stress? Any force that pulls the two ends of an object away from each other without breaking. So when you look at our first definition, I said this means that metals can be stretched or pulled out into thin wires without breaking. Examples of such metals are aluminium, copper, gold, and silver. Do you remember we established that copper and aluminium are good conductors of electricity, and we use these two metals for cables, electrical cables in our homes. So when you look into your picture, you know, the gold items there, yes, they have a property of ductility. And then you look at the first image, the cable, they are ductile. Why? Because they can be stretched without breaking. So aluminium, copper, gold, and silver have properties of ductility. I would like to end here by saying thank you so much for joining today's class. Please, you can play the video again to listen to it well. Save my number on your phone to be able to send WhatsApp messages. Save my number on your phone to be able to send the activities we are doing. So today's activity is right on your screen. Write it in your exercise book, answer them, and take a shot and forward it to me. I'll mark it and then return it to you. Until then, I wish you all the best. Stay safe until we meet again. Bye bye.